Thank you very much, Barbara. Thank you, Ana Carolina, for the amazing, contribution to this session. I will now invite our colleague, Anna Shvets, to guide our third and last case study.
Hello, everybody. Hello from Quito, from Ecuador. And yeah, I just want to bring some freshness and some biodiversity to our conversation because we are working with corals. And today I'm more than proud to present my colleagues, Margharita Brandt and Rosero Contreras. And I was always the luckiest person to witness the collaboration of science and art. And I want now to present the work that we are doing to you, and maybe we will think together what other solutions we can find in collaboration of art and science. So my first question will be to Margharita. Margharita, hello. Can you please tell us a little bit about your scientific career? You worked a lot with marine species, you worked a lot with corals, and for some time already, you are working in this beautiful initiative that is called Reef Revival. Can you please tell us more?
Yeah, so I was born in Quito, and I studied here in Quito applied ecology. I wasn't really sure that I was going to be a marine ecologist. Quito is in the highlands, but it was not until I went to the Galapagos Islands that I fell in love with the ecosystem. And little by little, I started just to get specialized in marine ecology. So I love invertebrates, which are those creatures that a lot of people don't pay attention. I mean, if you think about marine biology or marine ecologists, you always think about whales, sea turtles, sharks, but there's a huge diversity of life in the ocean that nobody knows. And so those are the tiny creatures. So one of them are the corals. Corals, they do look like plants, but they are actually animals. And they are very important for the ecosystems. They provide a lot of jobs, food. So they sustain humans all over the world when they exist. And in the Galapagos, even when I started to work there, which was maybe like 20 years ago, I didn't know the coral reefs as they used to be, because we lost a lot of them due to climatic events, like extreme events like El Niño. And so we lost 97% of the coral cover in the Galapagos. And it was not until recently that we started to think about solutions, okay? And so in collaboration with an alumni from USFQ, which was my student, he had this brilliant idea of starting for the first time in the Galapagos a restoration initiative. Which has been happening in the world like for a while, but it was the first time in the Galapagos that was being done. So to get you an idea what it is, it's just like you cut little pieces of a coral, of a healthy coral, and then you put it in a nursery. You will see, I think, some pictures and some videos of that. And so when you put them in this nursery, they will grow faster. So you take care of them, they grow faster. And then when they have reach a size enough that is healthy, then you transplant them back to the ocean, back to the seafloor. And that's exactly what we are doing. We have some really good results. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, thank you, Margharita. And now, before I will give my microphone to Paulo Rosero Contreras, I want to share the video that will Mary, can you please help me?
Yes. So you are a co-host.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'm sorry for this mess on my screen, but yeah, just a moment. Yeah, here I will put it on the screen and cut for the moment the. So, Paul, can you please tell us about your background and your work? And we can see now the video that we made after the latest expedition to Galapagos that you will show on the exhibition that is called Dark Paradise, prepared specially for Catalyzing Change Week. Paul, tell us more about your vision, your artistic approach to the problematics of life below water.
Okay, well, good morning, and thanks for having us, having me. It's been pretty interesting what I've heard so far. So, okay, we are collaborating along with Margharita for a couple of years already. This is the second project we are carrying out in Galapagos. This one, as you can see, is focused on this nursery that Margharita and Nicolas Dávalos have been growing and caring for more than a year. So we did in the past another project related to another coral living and adapting to acid waters, or let's say the acidification of a water column because of volcanic activity. So the first project we did in this underwater volcano in the Galapagos, trying to understand this proof of resilience, let's call it in that way, how these corals are adapting to this acidification. And in this case, it's pretty much after the successful setup of this nursery, in which we jump in to collaborate in a research related to bioacoustics, related to how sound affects or influence as a stimuli to the growing or the process of growing of these corals within this context within the nursery. So that, let's say, is the perspective from the arts, from the sounds, from the let's say this kind of behavior that marine animals also have related to sound, and how sound and frequencies are pretty influential to the life of these animals and the life below water in general. So my background, my expertise is related to media, to new media, to art and technology. So here we are using different technologies as well. As you can see, like underwater cinematography, but also underwater sound. And that's a pretty, for me, is a pretty amazing and interesting, pretty wide open space to investigate. So we are kind of happy to continue this collaboration with Margharita and Nicolas. So this is just one video that is probably, let's say, the documentation of the transfer of these corals, of these pieces of corals from the nursery to their new place. Let's say the place where the site where we are restoring. So probably, Anna, it will be nice to share a little bit of the digital exhibition. So where we have and some sort of presentation of this work in progress, so you can see a little bit more about this. That's from my side. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Paul. As you see, it is all very visual and very beautiful. And here I was like silencing the sound, but I really invite you to go to the exhibition, and I will show you some walk around there now and listen to the sound, because it is really beautiful to understand that the sound of healthy coral reef, it is different from the sound of like reef that is dying. And we are trying to understand what is the relation and how sound can really help us in this, and in looking for solutions to make our planet full of corals again. Just 1 second, I will show you. I will show you something else. Just a moment.
I think we are at time now.
Yeah.
So we can see all your chats and your emails.
Your privacy is gone, Anna.
Yeah.
I have
So
nothing
the
to
next one, that one, that tab. Yeah.
Yeah. So what we prepared specially for Catalyzing Change Week, it is here. So we can start it like a guided tour. We are going here, and we invited also Charles Darwin to present the project. Here you can read some information about who we are and what we are. And here you can see the team that was working on this project, and Margaret and Nicholas and our guys from from underwater. This is the photo from the first expedition when we went to Galapagos Dark Paradise. That is our initiative where we are trying to connect art and science. Those islas.
Can we see the video or the pictures, not the logos?
Yep. Yes, sure. Yeah, let me go.
Probably how we use this artificial intelligence to make Darwin and Lynn Margulis and also Jacques Cousteau to talk about our project in a very transtemporal way.
I'm Margulis, an American evolutionary
I love
biologist.
Margulis. Yeah.
I dedicated many years of my research to the significance of symbiosis in evolution. Symbiosis is any type of close and long-term interaction between two biological organisms of different species, termed symbionts. Corals live in symbiosis with algae. In this room, you'll submerge yourself into the water surrounding Roca Redonda, an underwater volcano in the Galapagos archipelago, where the team found invasive corals adapting to the acid water column produced by volcanic activity. The process might be compared to the destructive one, caused by global air pollution absorbed by the seas.
Yeah, so yeah, as Paul said, we were inviting like those who are really inspiring for us. And here you can see some photographs that were taken underwater, like 30 meters close to Roca Redonda volcano. That is very huge, like almost 6,000 meters. That was the first expedition that we did. And then we are going to the recent expedition that was in February this year. So here you can also see some videos and how we work.
Anna,
Yep.
while you show us, I think there's a nice question about Simon. He's saying, I'm curious about whether the corals responded to melody and structure as well as frequency. Were you able to measure which type of music they preferred?
Paul, what do you think?
Yeah, I was reading that question. We are not still yet regarding type of music, but in the past I did another project related to how different musics translated into the ultrasonic range affect, for instance, bacteria, right? So I can say that there is an affectation and there is a difference according to the type of music. But so far, regarding the corals, we are mostly using soundscapes. So a soundscape that reflects a healthy patch of corals, and another one that represents a site, a patch of coral that is more or less healthy, and the other one that is totally healthy. So we designed this experiment based on these three differences, right? No sound, more or less sound, and pretty noisy sounds. So noise represents health. So that's more or less the relationship to in the underwater environment.
Yeah, and just to complement that, that's exactly where our collaboration for this project was born, because we had this knowledge that healthy reefs sound differently. And since Paul has like a lot of experience with the sound, then he's basically measuring that. I think we are also having, we're also planning to do that, to do this type of test in the lab, as the question was asking. So what are the sounds that are really promoting a faster growth in corals, for example? And so, yeah, we're just starting this collaboration, but it seems that it's gonna be really exciting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if you have another question, yeah, we can keep talking.
There was another one.
Yeah, I think Margharita, it will be interesting to listen to you in terms of do you have something that really artists and guys from this field can open to you, like you're as a scientist, like having all your information in mind, but sometimes Paul can offer something and you can say, wow, this can be interesting, that can be open some new vision. What do you think?
Well, I think it's really related to the question, because I think it's very scientist, okay? And so when I invited Paul to collaborate here, I was like, okay, let's describe the sounds of the different reefs, the damaged reefs, the healthy ones, and that's it. Let's document that. But he actually came in saying, oh, but what is the opposite? What if we put like sound in the restoration nurseries so they can grow faster? So it's like a feedback. And I think that's a very artistic way of thinking, because it's, I don't know, it's different. And also it was part of his, trying to see the other side, right? And so, yeah, I think that's it. And also, I was thinking also for the first two exhibitions, that actually, I think we science are bored. And when we want to actually convince people that, it's worth protecting reefs, or it's, I don't know, we do need artists, right, for that, because they can make something really boring, really pretty, just like the videos that you've made. And that is going to touch the sensibilities of the people, right? And I think that's totally necessary.
Okay, cool. Paul, if you have something to finalize our case study.
Yeah, probably related to the same idea of collaboration between art and science. Yeah, okay. For me, what I can see is I did studies in art and also in science. So and in our university, we manage, or let's say the philosophy on which the university was built upon is liberal arts. So basically we are kind of pretty curious, digging in different fields. So I studied there first and then did these different studies. So I tend to kind of switch my mind and trying to see the problem or the project from different perspectives. No, so with Margharita, these collaborations has been very fluid, pretty like easygoing, because I think we respect and we admire each other, so we can let's say understand different point of views and see the value from these different differences, right? So I think that on that relies the successful collaboration between us, right? And also, let's say, because which is very important, is they finally, artists or not artists, scientists or not scientists, we live in the same planet, right? And these problems are these problems belongs to anyone, right? Belong to we are in this context pretty much with this 2030 agenda, in which are described probably the most important challenges of our generation, right? So this involves everyone, regardless of what work you do or what studies you did, etc. Right? So I think it's pretty natural to bring together a team of people from different expertises to tackle an issue like this one. So I think is a good way to go.
Yeah, thank you, Paul. Thank you, Margharita. Thanks to all the guests that are listening us now. Yeah, Francine.